Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, which one's mine?
I want this one.
Okay, you want to sit closer to him?
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I have a
Makes me
louder
feel-
voice,
Makes
so-
me feel really good about myself.
You should. You work for my mom's favorite magazine.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I hope one day it is yours as well.
I love it.
Good.
Sometimes it's very sad.
Well, we try and be uplifting, but yeah, sometimes we can get down in the dumps. But there's really good. If you like a good juicy crime story, you can also.
I love a good crime story.
Right? So you'll get that a lot in there too. But also, well, backstage, right before we came on, our big debate was whether or not Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston's couple name should be Hiddleswift or Swiddleston.
Swiddleston, right?
Right? That's what I
Swiddleston
think.
is better.
Swiddlestick is Swiddlestick?
Oh,
Swiddle
I like
stick?
that.
Ooh.
No,
Oh.
I'm not saying it right.
Yeah. No, I like it though.
Mostly I was just like, are you getting like a new photo every day? So
Right, they do
exciting over at People
and
Magazine.
all in exotic locations. It's amazing. Well, but we're not here to talk about Taylor Swift as much as I do love her. But yes, I wanted to get this out of the way. If you guys have questions, we're going to hopefully be able to get to them at the end. So please go to Twitter and mention at instant.me, the dot spelled out as you can
So
see.
official.
Right? We try. We're trying.
You guys really did it up over
But
here.
yeah, I don't know how familiar you guys are, but Instant is a new platform that we're launching, and it's being supported by both People and Entertainment Weekly, and it's
Ooh.
focusing on what we're calling, the new celebrity, people like yourselves. And
Ooh, did you guys hear that? We're celebrities.
I think they would agree.
Yeah,
Your
I feel
mom's
like,
gonna love
yeah,
that.
my sister doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
One time she was just like, my friend called and said that you have as many followers as Bethany Frankel, and she doesn't understand.
I think you deserve 10 times more.
Oh my God, thank
my
you.
God.
Well, I would love to have her empire.
Yeah. That's one thing. Or like just a Real Housewives show that's just me and you.
No.
And we're not married to anyone.
I would watch it. Would you guys watch that?
Just a real.
Totally. Well, as part of our Instant stage, we have a little surprise. So
Okay.
I've got these two lovely boxes,
Okay.
and they are aptly titled Box 1 and Box 2, but if you prefer, they could be Box A and Box B.
I like numbers.
All right. I like numbers too. So we've got Box 1 and Box 2. Now, I can't tell you what's in them, but they will come into play at the end of the interview. So choose
So we
box one.
don't open them, or we just
Not yet.
choose now.
Don't open yet. So
Okay, but
box
I
We
want
only get
number
one
one.
box.
I would like number one.
number 1. All right.
I get my own box.
No, you got to share.
Oh.
So we don't get both boxes.
Correct. So you may or may
Okay,
not
but
get
there's
the better.
two of us.
This is like when they tried to put us in the same hotel room.
Oh. I
And we
think
were
actually,
like, actually, we're not a couple. But thank you.
But thank you so much for thinking so.
And then Gabby wrote back, that's not going to work because Allison has a dog. Which made no sense.
the dog needs its own bed.
But the dog is not here. Like, it
I
literally
wish she
made
was.
no sense.
I wish she was. Pick box 1.
All
Yeah,
right.
we
so
picked
we're going
box
to
one.
put Box 1 right here. It's going to
Okay.
sit there to scare you this entire time.
Great.
And I'm going to throw this one away because you don't get whatever's in there. I don't even know. It's a surprise
right.
to me as well.
You're
So,
really rubbing that in our face.
right? No. So, obviously, like I said, we're not here to talk about Taylor Swift as much as we probably could for this entire time.
Right.
We're
The
here to
only
talk about you
reason I
guys.
came here was because I thought we were talking about Taylor Swift.
But no, we're here to talk about you guys, and I want to hear about the very first time you guys met. What was your first impressions of each other? Where was it, and how has your impressions changed now?
All right. Well, I want to say something, which is that when I met Gabby, she looked a lot less threatening. Like she had brown hair. She looked like a dork. I'm just gonna put it out there. She had brown hair and like glasses.
I was
and-
doing a covert operation.
Yeah. And so we were on the sidewalk, as most people are. We met on the sidewalk.
Well, we were going to the same stand-up open mic, and Allison and I at the time looked more alike. Like I had long brown hair and dressed a little bit differently, and people thought that a couple times people were like, "Are you guys sisters?" Which would never happen now. But yeah, and then there's a lot of times at stand-up open mics, there's not a lot of women there. So I was like, great, a lady, I will talk to her. And then we started talking, and then we just kept hanging out all the time on the way to open mics.
Yeah, and then I saw her at another open mic, but I was with a different girl, but I was like, oh, I wish I was here with Gabby.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so nice. And that happens a lot, I assume, to women all over the Los Angeles area. But then I was like, well, because I was like, oh, she's so cute. And I also, like, at the time didn't really believe anyone was straight. So I was like, oh, she says she's straight, but, like, what does that even mean, right? It means that you're straight.
That
apparently.
I'm straight, yeah.
That's what it means. And I was like, what? Look at her little purse in her arm and her little Tory Burch flats. She just like looks like all the little like Jewish girls that went to my summer camp. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did we go to camp together? We just like, it was a very familiar
Yeah,
thing.
it seemed like we knew each other right away, which is like a good sign for a friendship, I think. When you meet someone and there's no like, not small talk, but you know, there's just like, oh yes, we are meant to already be friends. Right on schedule, we have met each other.
And how do you feel like you two have changed, hopefully for the better, but maybe for the worse, I don't know, since you guys have met each other?
Ooh, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I'd love to. I feel like we met and like I was here and Gabby was here and now we're slowly merging into one person. I don't know if that's for the best or not. Like, yeah, when I met her, I think that my view of the world was like very black and white and like I didn't really, like I wasn't open to the world as Gabby sees it. Like recently, my friends were like involved in like a cheating issue. And back before I met Gabby, I would have been like, that's crazy. And now I'm like, well, what's the big deal? You know? Like,
No.
just not cheating, but you guys get it. Like, life's a journey. There's gray areas.
Yeah, it was very black and white thinking, I mean, just you sitting at dinner explaining to your grandmother what polyamory is and then being like, ugh, what's not to get is like
But
so
like
different.
literally my grandma understood polyamory. She didn't understand why anyone would pay for an Instagram photo. That's the part she like couldn't get. And then I remember being at like Planet of the Apes and being like, why are none of the female apes talking? So that's how I've changed.
Thank you. I think I've become a little bit more reasonable. I think Allison has sort of showed me that like you don't have to jump to anger as your first emotion.
I jumped to sadness.
Yeah, jump right to sadness first. No, but like that maybe people's intentions are unclear and I don't have to immediately go like, their intention is they're the worst person ever. Like I think she's definitely made me more organized, definitely made me care about deadlines more, definitely made me a more like subdued, reasonable person, less likely to get in a fist fight. Like just like a little bit calmer.
But also, to be fair, I was waiting for Gabby to come to this event for 20 minutes, losing my mind, being like, we're not going to make it. And then shouting at our manager, our shared manager, that I need my own team.
I got here. I made it.
I was like, I would like my own person so I can be everywhere 25 minutes early, please.
Well, you made it on stage on time, and that's what matters.
that's
You
what
made it in front of
counts.
these beautiful faces.
And then I saw her coming up the escalator, not even walking, just waiting for the escalator to take her at the slowest speed.
We made it here, so I think I win.
She was enjoying the ride. She was
Yeah.
enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Well, you know, one of the things you mentioned is you guys did stand up. There wasn't a lot of other women around a lot of the times. And, you know, you've also talked about, you know, what it's like to kind of be in this realm as a woman. How important do you feel like it is to have role models, women that you were able to look up to? And how does it feel? I mean, honestly, you guys are role models now to people.
That's a mistake. We
That's
should not be
insane.
role models. No, yeah, I think it was like easy to latch on to Allison because we were some of the only women at the open mic, and then that kind of, if she hadn't been there, I think a lot of times it's very discouraging where you're like, well, why would I go back? Like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to dudes talk about their dicks for 20 minutes, and then I get up on stage and they don't think my wonderful jokes are funny because it's not for them. So I think it's been great to have YouTube where, like, our audience, we can choose our audience. Like, we have this huge audience that is mostly young women who are, like, some of the smartest, I mean, I think the whole cabinet should be teenage girls. Like, it's just, like, some of the smartest, most, like, I mean, for lack of a better term, like, most woke individuals are the, like, teenage girls that are just analyzing and are so into our content and are so, like, just know things before I even know them. And I'm 28, which is, I know, gross in YouTube years.
I'm only 27.
Just letting everyone in Hollywood know that. Yeah, and so I think it's like, I mean, for me, it was being able to see on SNL. I always say that my Mount Rushmore is like Molly Shannon, Sherry O'Terry, Maya Rudolph, and Rachel Dratch, because those were like the 4 women that I saw on SNL and was like, oh, okay, you can like you can do this and be like the face of this comedy thing.
Yeah, I mean, I never really looked at role models in terms of like gender, but then of course all my role models sort of end up being women. I think that there's like this interesting thing where when I look at what TV shows I watch, they're all female protagonists. And it's not like I set out to do that. It's just like these women, these characters that these people are creating finally now are just so complex and so interesting. And like everyone should watch Jane the Virgin.
I was gonna say Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Jane the Virgin, and Unreal.
Veep, Unreal,
Veep.
like these women are like, it's just such an exciting time where like you can have these flawed female characters carrying TV shows that are actually like winning awards and have a great audience. And in terms of like us being role models, which is hilarious, I think it's exciting in that we're aware of it because of the interface that is YouTube and getting this feedback and then feeling like we owe our best selves to you guys.
Yeah.
That we're like constantly checking ourselves and making sure that the content that we're putting out there is stuff that you guys deserve. Especially because there's so much content now. So honestly, what I ask myself all the time is like, who would watch this? Why would anyone watch this?
Alice, no one hates, like, Allison's like, I'll quit the channel right now. I think it's boring. And I'm like, so many people don't think it's boring, though.
But it's like, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it interesting? And like, you know, how do we tell a story that hasn't been told, but that's also still relatable?
Yeah, well, I mean, your skits they sometimes are outrageous. They're always hilarious. But they're also really relatable. They're things that I think people can identify with.
Not trusting the mail.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a pretty big sketch.
But how much of those sketches and the comedy that you guys starts from something in your real life?
Almost all of it,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, almost all of it comes from stuff that's happening in real life or stuff that we're joking about or stuff that, like we just released one that on Thursday that was like a very meta sketch where we're just talking about what we're doing in the sketch. And that came from us like on set being bored, being like to the camera like, and cut, and like just acting like we were, I mean, it comes from like
Yeah.
us hanging out with each other 24/7 and maybe running out of stories to tell each other.
Sometimes, though, I sit down because I'm out of ideas and I just write down keywords like loneliness, friendship.
Oh, God. If you ever want to think Allison's a serial killer, take a look at her notebook of like human emotions people may relate to. Loneliness, sadness,
Jealousy.
and I'm like, are you an alien that came to Earth and are just like, what is this? One time, oh my God, the cutest thing ever. One time I saw she had written down on her to-do list, get more subscribers. And I was like, oh, how did you plan on
Guess
doing
what?
that?
It worked.
But it was just
Crossed
so
that off the list.
It was just so cute. It was like what your mom would write down on a to-do list. Like I was like, oh, okay, get more subscribers. Seems good.
Yeah.
Just the big points, none of the day-to-days.
I had no idea how to do it, but I knew I wanted it.
It was so funny.
Well, I think that is how a lot of people start off their path on finding fame on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is you just start doing it and it grows.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting with so a lot of times we'll have a concept, but because we're actually like writing sketches, it's like, okay, but then how do we actually make it a sketch? And like, how
Yeah,
do
a lot of it is like I have an agenda, and then Allison goes, cool, what's the joke?
or how do we make it so like it follows the structure of a more traditional sketch or episode where it's not just like rambling? Because at this point, we kind of just want to ramble.
Obviously there's a lot made out of the negativity that you can see online and in the comments and all that kind of stuff. People's actually partnering with a PSA called Hack Harassment to kind of promote
cool.
more positivity online.
Yeah.
But you guys have a unique situation because everyone deals with online bullying. It's something that unfortunately happens to everybody. But you guys, because you've done stand-up and that's in person, like you can have like a heckler, you can have like that negativity like right in front of you. How do you deal with that both online and in person?
Well, one day I was feeling really fat, stupid, and pregnant because of comments. And, I never engage with the comments. I actually just like allow them on the page and never write back. But I wanted to do something to respond in the way that I feel is like my path, which is like with comedy. So I wrote a sketch called Don't Read the Comments. And it's just a sketch that's like a behind the scenes of just between us where it's all in one take, and it's basically just how we're unable to film an episode because we're too consumed with these terrible comments that
And
have
also
happened.
that we both think we're pregnant.
Yeah, we're both like the end of the
The
sketch.
commenter said we're pregnant. We must be pregnant.
And so that was like a really cool and like cathartic way for me to deal with it. Where
Yeah,
like
and then the commenters were like, oh my God, they got us. Like they were like, oh, you nailed us this time, egg on our face.
Yeah, like it was the nicest comments we've ever had.
Yeah, they
for
were
that
tickled
video.
by being made fun of, which is like so pathological.
Which I think is like, if you're a creative person, it's like the easiest thing in the book is like turn your pain into like your art. So not that just between us is art. I don't want to be quoted saying that.
I think it's art.
Okay, but
Everything's art.
like
I think we're just changing the face of sketch comedy for female duos on YouTube.
oh
I think
my
we're just
God.
revolutionary.
I can't.
They
Yeah,
agree.
see, you got somebody that agrees.
Listen, if you're not going to be confident in your own work, as Demi Lovato said, what's wrong with being confident?
I love Demi Lovato. Guys, what a transformation. She should be a role model.
Okay.
I was very happy that her break from Twitter lasted like 2 minutes. And then she was like, nope, I'm back.
Yeah. Allison's like, I love this person. What's their name? What's their Twitter? Like, doesn't know.
I know, because she dated Fez.
Oh, yeah, she did date Fez. For those of you who don't watch our channel, very into that 70s show on our channel.
I think that's appropriate.
So relevant. Oh, just so timely with the references, you know?
So obviously, we talked about the negative side, but you do have a fantastic relationship with your fans. Like, what's been the most rewarding experiences you guys have had from getting to either meet them or just having them reach out to you?
I mean, it's been so crazy seeing the fans talk to each other in the comments. I think that's like a really cool thing, is that it builds a community where like someone in the comments will be like, I want to come out, but my parents are homophobic. What do I do? And if I don't get there first, like 15 other commenters will have already responded with like, don't worry, keep your chin up, like try to stay safe. And it's like, oh, I didn't even need to reply. Like, you guys already have built this community where you talk to each other and where you care about each other because you know what we care about, which is like mental health and LGBT stuff. And so you're just like you're on it already. So that's so rewarding to me, is to see people who are like, we met and we bonded over just between us, or my friend didn't know who you were and then I showed them your channel and now we're all friends. One girl told me that she's like the only queer person in her sorority, and that she shows the people in her sorority our channel so that they understand her. And I was like, a sorority's doing that? That's crazy. It was so great.
No, stuff like that is absolutely amazing. And for me, like, I've had a couple commenters say that they've watched our videos with their therapist, and like, that blows my mind. Like, what cool therapist? But like,
That's
I think
your dream.
Yeah, that was literally my dream, that a therapist would show a video about OCD to their client. So that's like amazing. The fact that like there's this ability that it's like being shown for something other than comedy, even though maybe the intention was just comedy. So that's been like really amazing and made us think more about like what we want to do like on a larger scale.
Well, that's fantastic. One segment that I want to talk about and kind of get the story on is you guys have the international questions segment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the international question song.
A
The
cage
bane
of my
Allison-
own making.
Yeah, the bane of Allison's existence. I was like, you could stop at any time. She's like, can I stop? I don't think I can.
I love it. I mean, these ideas that aren't based in real life, or these when you get an idea of like, how many of those end up on the cutting room floor, and how many of them actually make it to a video that we see on your channel?
Well, international question was just something you thought you were going to do one time.
I don't even remember doing it. Like, I have no memory of it. Yeah, but that's like what's amazing about the format is like the medium is that you see what's working.
Yeah, so you can do it once, and then if the comments talk about it, then you'll do it all the time.
Somebody started a
Oh, I'm
party.
glad our music has started. Thank you so
This
much.
is a dance party. Was that not clear? Yeah, and so like what's been awesome is seeing like what works and then making sure that we keep that in the canon, that we like build the world, that we like create this universe that like everyone has fun with. And as writers, like it's so fun to like do a callback to something that was like months before, knowing that maybe only 10% of people will get it, but like those 10% people will like really appreciate it.
They always get it. We always think they're not going to get it, and then our meta sketch yesterday was like, all these tropes about just between us, and then the comments are funnier than the sketch.
Yeah.
The comments are just like, leaves a comment about which one is hotter. Like, they got it. They
Yeah,
totally
they're all
got
in
it.
on the joke, which is
and
really
they're
fun.
in on the joke, and there's so much. I mean, I was like, oh, all of our fans are the funniest people in the world.
One fan made a website for my paintings. And
Oh, yeah,
it's
Allison's a painter.
the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
We talk about that painting website as if like that's the peak of comedy and we'll never do anything better
Yes.
than what this fan did in that paintings website.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I love it. So there's a lot of people here today that are maybe, still middle school, maybe even younger. At what point did you start kind of formalizing, you know what, I like telling jokes, I like writing down jokes? Like talk to us about, how young were you when you really started to do all that in an organized way?
In an organized way, I'd say high school. I knew I wanted to be a writer by high school. I took a class senior year that really dove into that. I did a summer program with writing and film school, and then I've sort of known for a long time. And then I went to school for screenwriting. I think that I had to develop comedy really young, or else my life was too sad. It was a classic defense mechanism that's now paying off financially. So.
I mean, I went to school for journalism. I was going to be a crime reporter. I had watched All the President's Men and was like, yes, I will do a Watergate. I was very, I thought I was going to be wearing, a fedora and smoking a cigar and typing on a typewriter in black and white. That's what I thought my life was going to be. And so I always knew I wanted to be a writer, but I never thought I was on camera. And then I kind of resented it a lot. I had someone in high school tell me, oh, well, you're pretty, so you should be on camera. And I was like, fuck you, man. And I didn't want to do it.
Someone told you were pretty in high school?
I know, and I wasn't.
What was that like?
And it was an old female guidance counselor, so take that with a grain of salt. But I was like, no, I don't want it. No, man, I'm not on camera. I'm behind the scenes getting the scoop. I don't want, whatever. And so I pushed back against it for a long time, and then I finally.
But she just loved attention too much.
I mean, I do, yeah. Well, I liked the attention of journalism because it was your byline, and people would go, "Oh, that was a really great story," but they didn't necessarily know what you looked like, and so I hid behind that for a long time. And then I thought that funny people. I mean, I honestly didn't understand stand-up. I thought that you were already famous, and then they let you do stand-up. I didn't understand that you were a stand-up and that was your job till probably college, which is very embarrassing. So I think up until we started doing the YouTube channel, I didn't think oh, I'm going to be on camera. If anything, I thought, oh, I'll write television, but I'm not going to be the face of anything.
This isn't true.
Once I got a taste of it, though, oh man, was I
yeah.
Oh, people want to look at me? Okay. Look at me some more.
And people enjoy looking.
Once I got the nose job, I had to be I'll be on camera.
Oh yeah, the nose job was really the turning point.
I was I gotta commit to this.
I love it. Well, the time has come.
Oh, the
to
box.
Figure out what's in this
Wonderful.
box.
Can I open it?
I mean, that's between you two. I am not.
I hope it's snakes that come out of that peanut brittle prank. You know what I mean? What a classic prank.
Is it gonna be snakes?
I hope not.
Nothing's in the box.
Oh, there's words.
Oh, there's words.
Words are things.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, we really got a good one.
Do your best impression of each other.
You got it.
You go first because yours is better.
Oh yeah, we've done it on the channel a bunch, and my impression of Allison is received accolades across YouTube. It's a lot of no, Gabby. That's a big one. I think a lot of it is just no, or this is Allison taking a photo. That's
because
a classic.
You told me that's my best photo face.
Yeah, it's a real good photo face. A lot of it is I'm not flirting. That's a big one. The hand. Internet. Oh, this. She doesn't this is not so much on the channel, but in real life, a method of cheering me up is to do a crab hand and then to go, what's wrong, Gaby? Are you okay, Gaby? Are you tired, Gaby? That's me. That's what I do when she does it. Are you just a little tired? Yeah, it's very annoying.
You're annoying.
And now it is your turn, Missy.
She likes it. Yeah, I mean, we're the best channel on the internet. I mean, if you're not gonna be confident in yourself, what are you doing?
Your voice just got 12 octaves lower.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even think I'd become this amazing. It just happened, and then I was like, I'm gonna run with it because I'm a woman. And did anyone know I was bisexual and polyamorous? Was that clear?
When I was talking to my parents, I said to Allison, well, I just wanted to make sure my parents understood, all the LGBT stuff that's going on right now, and I wanted to make sure they understood that they have a queer child. And she was like, you talk about it every second on our channel. How could anyone forget? And I was like, all right, fair enough.
That is fair. That is fair. Well, I want to thank you all and apologize to you that we did not get to any of the Twitter questions. We will try and answer some of them backstage. But again, I want to thank Allison and Gaby for being here today.
Thank you
Thank you so much for coming. Oh my God.
And we will be back with some more amazing people in just a little bit. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
There you go. So exciting, right?
That was sort of beautiful.
The power of YouTube.